everybody, it's Doodle and Goose. Thanks so much for watching our channel.
Yeah, if you're enjoying our content, please give us a like, a subscribe, or a share. As my favorite YouTuber says, it's like tipping the bellhop.
Every interaction on our videos really helps, and it would mean the world to us if you could help our little channel grow.
Thanks.
Thanks!
Let's go!
Hello, welcome back to Doodle and Goose.
Goose, I gotta ask you a couple questions.
Shoot.
Actually, I'm gonna ask you one single question, but it's gonna have a couple layers to it. Is that okay?
Sure.
Alright. You like philosophy, yes?
I do.
I would like to present to you a philosophical conundrum.
Okay.
Are you ready?
No, but let's do it
You feel like
anyways.
this is not the time?
No, let's try.
Okay. Do you agree or disagree that the soul is distinct from the body?
I mean, ultimately, I'm agnostic on the point.
Meaning...
I don't have a belief hard one way or the other.
Right.
However, for the sake of argument,
Yes.
let's say yes, I believe the soul is distinct from the body. And when I say soul, I combine soul, mind.
Okay. So, like, the thoughts in your brain
Oh, interesting. It brought me back here.
are separate from your brain itself.
Yeah, like who you are in your mind is not the same thing as the synapses in your brain.
Who you are in your mind is not the same as the synapses in
Right,
your brain.
so
But
you-
if the brain ceases to exist, do you cease to exist?
Maybe.
Right.
I don't know.
Okay. But for the sake of the argument, you would say no, because you believe the soul is distinct from the body?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
again, I think consciousness and that kind of stuff is sort of,
Yes.
it's sort of difficult to measure or to have any like clear idea about. It looks like there's something beyond it.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I don't know how to turn this off, though. If I use the square crank now, will it work?
It's not necessary to use.
Okay. Do it right in front of it.
Oh, raging waterfall, blah,
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah.
Great.
Crank time. Not necessary to use.
But I don't see any other place to use the
What about the
crank.
left? What about the left?
This way?
Yeah. Like something over here? Because we're where we're supposed to be, right? There's an eagle, there's a wolf. This means something.
Yeah, we do have those medallions.
Yeah, that's what we've been doing for the
But-
last couple episodes.
There's nothing over here to be able to, like, connect
What's
to.
What's that interface? Is that just a battery?
That's the battery I just put in there.
So don't use the crank over there?
Well, there's nothing to use the crank on. I already power to the elevator has been restored because I've connected the battery, so I can use the elevator. But it just takes me back up to the top. Oh, I just figured out what I'm supposed to do.
Did you?
Yep.
Okay.
Anyway,
So, the thought process behind this philosophy, this is metaphysics, by the way, for anybody who doesn't know,
yes.
is if you were blindfolded and suspended in the air, touching absolutely nothing, you wouldn't know that you have a body because you wouldn't be able to feel anything. If there was no temperature, no sound.
Sure.
You would
Sensory
be-
deprivation.
Yeah, but you'd be thinking.
Right.
You would know that yourself exists because you're thinking. So your soul must not be related to your body. It's something different. However, I want to bring this up with you because that makes me think like, look, okay, your brain's not receiving any input.
Sure.
Good job figuring out pool stuff.
Thanks.
Your brain's not receiving any input, but it's still a brain. It's still like a meat computer that's functioning.
Yeah. You're who you are in your mind, what makes you you, still exists, right?
In your brain, because your brain is on. We won't know for sure once it's off
Sure.
if there's still a
So-
semblance of self, but
There's a theory in philosophy called oh shit, I'm gonna bungle it now.
what?
Basically, it's the idea that your consciousness is in everything to varying degrees, and we basically feel like we are the most conscious of consciousness.
Oh, so like a plant has low consciousness, but
Right,
does have
but it
some
does have some.
consciousness?
So even down to like subatomic particles have some level of consciousness.
Whoa, it's just very small.
Right.
This is cool, by the
It's
way.
called panpsychism is what it's called.
Panpsychism. That kind of makes sense to me.
So everything has some level of consciousness, but we don't necessarily.
Because even like amoebas need to like run around and eat food.
Right, but we wouldn't consider them to be as conscious as us,
Yeah.
say.
They're not like questioning being an amoeba, I
Right.
assume.
Drop
Nice,
this
there's a
in
box down here.
and put
What's over here? What is
this. It's the typewriter and some ink ribbon.
Amazing.
Yes.
Do you want to save, maybe?
That's probably actually a really good idea.
Yeah. So, panpsychism relates to
Just basically the idea that everything is conscious.
while alive.
It doesn't have to be alive. So
A rock has consciousness?
has a level of consciousness, yes.
What?
But again, it's not something that we would necessarily be able to measure or be able to have like it. But rock has more consciousness than like just an atom, for instance.
Why? What is the evidence of consciousness from a rock?
There isn't.
Ooh, it's just a theory. It's just a belief.
Yeah, basically.
It's an unprovable.
It's basically the fact that like, well, we have consciousness and we know we do, right?
Okay.
Because we can feel that we are conscious.
Okay.
And we know that other things are conscious as well. Oh, look, there's another crank here.
Oh, fuck. So do you need the original crank?
I'm wondering. But there's also another door or ladder or something. But we'll take the crank with us just in case.
Okay.
Anyway. Yeah, see, there's this door. Is this locked? No. And we know that we're conscious and we have a certain level of consciousness. But we also know that dogs are conscious and have a certain level of consciousness.
Yeah, and like some animals are more conscious.
Right. So
like apes can communicate with us and like,
exactly. So we know that there must be variations on consciousness. So then what is to make us think that that doesn't have further, like go further down the food chain, so to speak?
But the food chain implies living.
Yeah, I just mean like further down the idea of complexness or complexity is what I mean. So like an amoeba is less complex than,
A rock?
than a dog, but it's more complex than a rock. So amoeba has more consciousness than a rock, but that means that the rock must have some level of consciousness.
Huh.
Does that make sense?
It does. So how does that, tell me again how that ties back? That means a rock has a soul?
No. I mean, it has consciousness, sort of, but that's not necessarily the same thing as a soul.
What do you think is a distinction?
Well, so mind, soul, that kind of stuff. It's sort of tricky as far as definitions are concerned. Mind, soul, I think are almost synonymous,
Okay.
but I don't know that it goes as far as to say it has a mind. Maybe it does, but it's certainly not as complex as anything else that we have access to. If it does, right? Oh, cutscene.
What's going on? Blackness.
Cutscene.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
You, Jill.
Who's
Is
talking?
that voice Enrico's?
Have we met Enrico?
You're alive.
Stop.
Oh,
Are you with anybody, Jill?
No. But why?
Because I want to fuck down here.
Finished.
Oh,
Is a traitor.
ruh-roh.
betrayal, but he doesn't believe it's Jill?
Us up.
Oh!
Enrico!
No, don't. The person's behind you.
Yeah, what are you doing? You're like missing all of your training. Traitor, who? Maybe the guy who shot him.
Yeah, maybe chase
Maybe
down
run
the person
that way.
that just fired a gun.
Are you kidding me?
Well, does he have anything?
Okay, well,
Oh, whoever did this is definitely a professional.
yeah, it's probably... What the fuck?
Was that not a crank? Wait, he's holding something. Yeah.
Oh.
There we go.
Oh.
Yes.
And now we'll just ignore that there was a suspect behind us. What is that? What is that?
I don't know. I think it's just a rock.
And it just looks weird.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else in this room.
Look, if her soul and mind are one thing, she's pretty stupid.
Oh!
That was a jump, wasn't it? Get him! Good job. Fuck. You're doing so good. You're doing so good! Yes! Well, that was annoying, wasn't it?
That was annoying.
Does he have a gun? Is that who shot him?
No, the person was wearing boots, remember?
Did he leave his boots somewhere?
He left his boots and the hunter wore them.
All right. I don't really know where to go from this conversation. The soul being distinct from the body and whatnot. I do want to ask a question.
Do you think that the soul is different than the body?
I do. I personally believe that even if we die and our meat computers turn off, that there's a little something that kind of like dissipates into the world.
Sure.
That's just a personal belief of mine. I have no scientific evidence to back it up. I have no critical thought evidence to back it up. I just got a funny feeling. You know?
Yeah.
I'm just one of those people. And I know that aggravates you slightly.
I mean, I think it would be more useful to have a different perspective on it, but...
I have life experiences that I feel are inexplicable by science, which is why... And not because science is wrong, but because I think there isn't a science yet that can observe it. I'm very much like, can you see the author of the book if you are a character in the book? Do you know what I mean?
I see.
So I just think, like, some stuff that feels... Oh my god! Ha! Get fucking Oh, and he's so mad about it.
Yeah. You gave a little scream right at the end.
A little tantrum. Yeah, that's my perspective on it, and I know that's probably troglodyte of me.
No, I mean, that's, I think, the basis of most belief, to be honest. We're going to drop off one of these cranks. I don't think we need both of them.
Drop the crank. Aristotle, though, he thought that the mind of humans and other animals was not two different things or like a substance, but it was just one unit. And that the mind is the form of the human body, pretty much. Like, that was going to evolve into a human no matter what. And so as such, then it's responsible for all the activities that a human being can perform, including thinking. Meaning that, like, he didn't think it was possible for anything to survive once the death of a body occurred. He thought, like, meat computer off, everything else off.
Sure.
And that seems reasonable. That seems reasonable.
I mean, yeah, we don't have...
From everything we can observe.
Yeah, we don't have any evidence to be able to show that we... Oh, I should have dropped off the acid rounds.
What about that guy who went around measuring people's bodies after they died to see, like, the weight of a soul? Do you remember that?
Yeah, that's been largely debunked.
Has it?
Yeah.
Because it's been... But how? Because seconds after death...
Yeah, but there's a lot of other things that happen. You lose, the air in your lungs. You usually end up excreting gas and that kind of stuff. And that, like, the amount that he was weighing that we lost was so minuscule
that it could very well be just like the air in your mouth and like your ass and stuff like that.
Lungs and stomach and everything all expel everything. So
okay,
it's not unreasonable to think.
Okay.
Okay. That would be the loss of that weight. Because again, it was like an infinitesimally small amount that you lost.
Okay.
But they kept on pointing, like, oh, look, it's your soul's weight. And it's like, well, if your soul had a measurable weight, if it had substance to it in that way, physical substance,
right,
then you'd be able to measure it anyways. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, to think that would be... I guess something that we lost, we weren't able to track up until this point. Okay. Just seems a little silly to me.
Oh. Wow. That looks fun to stand in.
Just rotating this around. Cool. we'll go this way then, I guess. And we'll figure out what we're going to be doing in this room next time on Doodle and Goose.
Woohoo!
All right, well.
We love you. We hope you found this thought-provoking.
Yeah.
And didn't get too scared by that hunter jump.